Welcome to our cat-proof garden. I figure I can give you a little tour today and show you what I'm growing out here, but also the cat's favorite spots. So what makes it cat-proof exactly? So we have a cat-proof fence. So not only does it make our existing fence much higher, it's like an extension, it also has this mechanism that folds down, so if the cats were to climb it, it would be really hard for them to hold on because it would like flip down. We've had it for almost 3 years now and it's worked really well. I mean, the cats are still here. That's the main point, but they're also just really happy to be out here and go out almost at any time they want. You know, Bruce used to be a stray cat and Ahmed and Richard were used to going outside. Ooh, that was a cool butterfly. Was that a butterfly, Ahmed? That didn't look like, it looked like a butterfly slash a dragonfly. This back here, this is our new garden beds. We put these in this year. So there was actually a really big garden bed here when we first moved in. And I was kind of wondering why they put it here because it's a little too close to the house for my liking. But then I pretty quickly realized the reason is that this spot gets the most amount of sun. We have these two really big, beautiful old silver maple trees, and they provide a lot of shade, which is nice because it gets pretty hot out here, but it does make it a little bit difficult to grow things. That's why we also put the garden bed here, but we put in a smaller one instead. Oh my god, Bruce is being so cute right now. Brucey, can you do that again? Oh. He was just playing with the strings attached to the cushion. So here we're growing tomatoes, a lot of cherry tomatoes. Honestly, I don't even know why I grow so many tomatoes because I don't even like tomatoes that much. We have so many of them and they're starting to pop up now. It's looking pretty good. And then over here we have some peppers. We have a big one coming up. I don't know why this one is so much faster than all the other ones. And there we have the cutest potato of them all. Hi, Ahmed. We have some cilantro. We have some green onions that I bought at the store. And then apparently this is like a little hack, if you could call it that, where you use whatever you're using and then you just stick them back into the ground and now they're like sprouting out new stuff. It's pretty cool. Same with that basil back here. That's also like store-bought. And then I just used most of it and then I stuck it back in the ground after growing roots in water for a while and it's doing pretty well. I have some other things, well yeah, cilantro and some other things I planted from seed. I think there's some thyme coming up here. I need to get rid of some of the weeds in here, but I don't want to do it just yet since I am growing stuff from seed and I don't know yet what are like, I'm growing basil here for example and I'm not really sure what's basil and what's just weeds. I do think though that this is basil here coming up. We also have some corn back here and this is new for this year. When we were at the nursery, I saw some corn plants, like they're kind of just like seedlings at that point. And I'm like, my son loves corn. So I'm like, I'm gonna buy some. But then I looked into it some more and apparently you need like a couple of them for them to like pollinate each other. So then I went back and got some more and now it's like this whole project. This back here is Bruce's and Richard's corner. They love to hang out here. Not so much in the summer, but especially in the spring. This is where they spend most of their time. When we first moved in, they were eating this plant. So I got a little bit worried and obviously looked it up to make sure it wasn't toxic to cats. And it turns out it was actually catnip that was growing there. And now they eat it in the spring. Maybe that's why they hang out there in the spring, but they eat it right when it comes up. So it never really has a chance to grow like big because they just eat all of it. So this year I actually bought a catnip plant and I let it grow so that it got bigger. because I figured they would just eat all of it otherwise. So now I transplanted it a couple of days ago, and it looks like it's doing pretty well. Like they can still go there and nibble, but it's big enough that they're not eating the whole plant. This is not exactly the prettiest spot, but I feel like it needs an honorary mention. Hey you guys! Psst, no, stop it! You guys! Bruce, that was not nice. He just attacked Ahmed. Not nice. No. You gotta be nice, Bruce. He's so hangry. Ever since going off his medications, he's just like acting like he's starving all the time, and then he gets hangry. Not okay, Bruce. Are you okay? I'm sorry. He's such a stinker sometimes. Yeah. You wanna go inside? Wanna get away from Stinker Bruce? We've actually had some really bad air quality here the last couple of days because of wildfires in northern Minnesota and Canada. It usually happens a couple of times every year where the sky just gets like all hazy from the smoke, but this year it was really, really bad. It was the worst it's ever been. The air was considered hazardous. So it wasn't safe to be outside for longer amounts of time for anyone, regardless of pre-existing conditions or not. So obviously that meant that I kept the cats inside too. I let them outside just for like a short amount of time, a couple of times, but it's almost like they knew to. And now, magically today, it's so much better. The sky is actually blue, which is nice. I think the winds shifted, so we might get it again, who knows, but for now, it's looking pretty clear. Now we're still dealing with what's it called, excessive heat warning. So it's actually not, like the temperature isn't that bad. I've been through worse. It's around, I think, 90 something degrees, and it can easily get up to 100 here in the summer. But it's something where I think they measure it depending on like the humidity, for how long it's been warm, like all of these factors just makes it seem like it's much warmer than it is outside. Like right now, just standing here, I've been outside for 10 minutes and I'm all sticky. So it's like always something. The cats kind of like the heat though, but I try to limit their outside time so they don't get overheated. It's like they're charging in the sun. I also have some tomato plants growing back here on the side of the house. They didn't really mean to grow there. Hi, Brucey. It's kind of a funny story, at least if you're into gardening, I guess. I realized that when you're into gardening, you like listening to other people who are into gardening. But if you're not, you're just like, it's a tomato, it's a flower. Anyway, so 2 years ago, I planted a tomato plant on the side of the house. So the thing was, I had an extra one, and I didn't know what to do with it. I had planted the other ones in containers. So I kind of just planted this one on the side of the house and left it for dead, basically. I was like, it's probably gonna die, whatever. I don't want to go and buy more dirt just for this one tomato plant. And then something crazy happened. It literally exploded, as in like, it took off. It became this giant tomato plant. It took over half of our driveway, and it gave us so many tomatoes. And I didn't really do anything. I gave it water every now and then, barely that. But it doesn't end there. Bruce, are you hiding under the hostas? We're gonna go inside soon. You are so cute though. It doesn't end there, because next year it reseeded itself. So there were some tomatoes, I'm assuming cherry tomatoes, that fell on the ground, and then there are new tomato seedlings popping up everywhere. Like I didn't plant them there. And guess what? This year it happened again, and they're looking so good. So I kind of joke and say, I'm like, which tomato plants are gonna give us the most amount of tomatoes? The ones in the garden bed that we spent like $200 on, or the free feral ones back here. I'm kind of betting on these actually. I don't even know why I bothered to buy more tomato seedlings, but I didn't know this would happen again, so. Hi Brucey, let's go inside. It's too hot.